a funeral home. You're dead. Car accident. You hit a truck loaded with metal pipes. You were pronounced dead 8 hours ago. Your brain cells are slowly dying. Your body's already decomposing. This is your death certificate. Cause of death, massive internal. You were dead on arrival. The attendant physician signed here.
Why are you touching me?
I'm preparing your body.
I'm not dead.
You all say the same thing.
The film opens by introducing Elliot, a man whose profession is to prepare the deceased for burial. He performs this duty with a unique compassion, treating the corpses with the care and conversation one would extend to a friend, indicating many years of experience. The narrative then shifts to Anne, a dedicated primary school teacher who shares a close bond with one of her students, Jack. Her relationship with her boyfriend, Paul, is shown to be strained during an intimate moment, and appears disengaged, and when Paul inquires, she dismisses his concerns. Anne's life begins to unravel as she experiences unsettling phenomena, including the feeling of being stalked at her school. Following a series of strange events, including a disconcerting experience at her piano teacher's funeral, Anne argues with Paul after he announces a move to Chicago and attempts to propose. She leaves in distress, and while driving in severe weather, she is involved in a catastrophic accident. The subsequent scene reveals Elliot preparing a new body, which is revealed to be Anne's. She awakens, confused and insisting she cannot be dead since she is able to speak and hear him. Elliot explains that she died 8 hours ago in the accident and informs her that her soul will remain with her body until her funeral in 2 days, revealing his unique ability to communicate with souls trapped between life and death. After Elliot departs, Anne remains in disbelief, convinced that she is experiencing a terrifying dream. Meanwhile, Paul attempts to reach Anna by phone, but Elliot intercepts the call, disconnecting it. Paul then arrives at Anna's home, where her mother informs him of Anna's passing. Stricken with grief, Paul struggles to accept the news, while Anna's mother appears composed, seemingly unaffected by the tragedy. In another scene, Elliot prepares Anna's body for the funeral. Although the process is painful, she feels no discomfort. He administers an injection into her neck to relax her muscles completely. Later, Anna's mother visits and expresses that while Anna is gone, the family's sorrow is overwhelming. She also remarks that Anna's hair needs to be dyed black again, as she believes the red color does not suit her. Subsequently, Paul arrives to see Anna's body, but Elliot denies him access, stating that he is not a family member. At this moment, Anna awakens and attempts to call out to Paul, but her voice fails to reach him as he departs. When she questions Elliot about why he prevented her from seeing Paul, he explains that her soul will soon leave her body. He cautions that if she remains connected to her loved ones, her soul will continue to linger. Anna dismisses Elliot's words as nonsense, suspecting he has drugged her to numb her feelings. Meanwhile, Paul visits a police station to seek permission to see Anna but is denied access. Back in the mortuary, Anna feels isolated and picks up a pair of scissors in preparation for an escape. She encounters another corpse, which heightens her anxiety. She waits for Elliot's return to confront him and attempt to flee. However, Elliot withstands her assault and reiterates that she has died. Anna refuses to accept this reality since she is still breathing and conversing with him. In a surreal moment, she dreams of seeing a corpse that resembles her own and grapples with the contradiction of being alive while having died. Frustrated, she begins to throw objects around the room. The scene shifts to Paul, who finds himself in a peculiar dream. Meanwhile, Elliot stops at a gas station and suddenly realizes that Anna has stealthily taken the keys from his pocket. He rushes back home. Anna heads directly to Elliot's office, where she calls Paul to inform him of her survival. However, Paul suspects it is a prank and disconnects the call, leaving Anna furious. Shortly after, Elliot arrives at the office and presents Anna with a mirror, insisting that she has already died once and should accept her death by letting go of everything. As they look into the mirror together, Anna notices a feather stuck to it due to her breath, a detail that Elliot discreetly clears away. In a pivotal moment, Anna's favorite student, Jack, encounters her standing inside the house in a red dress. At this point, Anna has come to terms with her death, and Elliot subsequently darkens her red hair even further. Later, Anna dreams of Paul again, alongside Elliot. She inquires whether her mother cried upon learning of her death, to which Elliot falsely responds that her mother did not shed any tears. When she asks about Paul's reaction, Elliot again lies, claiming that Paul did not cry either. This revelation deeply saddens Anna, prompting Elliot to administer an injection. Meanwhile, Paul arrives at Anna's school to collect her belongings and meets Jack, who insists he saw Anna alive in a red dress. Skeptical, Paul dismisses Jack's claim as nonsense and reacts by slapping him, an action he later regrets. Concurrently, a police officer arrives with a deceased body and observes Anna's body moving. However, upon checking her heartbeat and finding none, he believes he has made a mistake. Paul attempts to enlist police assistance by arguing that while Anna was declared dead based on pulse checks, certain drugs can temporarily suppress a person's pulse. After some persuasion, a police officer agrees to examine the body again but confirms that Anna's heart was indeed not beating. Following this, Paul collapses in despair. Jack, intrigued by the concept of death, becomes fascinated by Elliot and seeks to learn more from him. Elliot explains that he prepares the deceased for funerals and refers to those who have died from within as filthy apartments that waste oxygen meant for those who genuinely wish to live. Anna reflects on her life, expressing her desire to live happily with her loved ones but acknowledges her unhappiness. She begins to recognize her past mistakes. Elliot then questions what she would do if given a second chance and leads her out of the room. However, Anna returns and asserts that it is fortunate she was killed. She accepts her death and prepares for it. She requests one last look at her face in the mirror. Upon seeing her breath in the reflection, she feels relieved to realize she is still alive. She accuses Elliot of lying and administering drugs through the injection. Before she can act further, Elliot knocks her out, and her funeral proceeds. Paul is utterly devastated by Anna's death and avoids making direct eye contact with her. Elliot approaches Paul, encouraging him to move on, but Paul remains unresponsive. Elliot then claims that Anna is still alive and urges Paul to hurry and save her. Paul rushes to the cemetery but finds himself awakening in Elliot's basement. It becomes clear that everything he experienced was a hallucination. He never reached the cemetery. Instead, Elliot orchestrated an accident similar to the one that befell Anna. Elliot explains his entire process to Paul, detailing how he induced Anna's apparent death with drugs and caused the hallucinations. He prepares Paul for his own funeral, with Jack present, who is increasingly captivated by Elliot. It becomes evident that Jack may follow in Elliot's footsteps as a future serial killer. Thus concludes our film's narrative. If you've followed along this far, please consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Until next time, have a nice day.